back by popular demand, we're at the car dealership. So today I got the trustworthy Meta in disguise glasses. So we're gonna look at some price tags. Gonna put the gimbal away in a little bit so we can see what these prices are on the sticker, because by law they need to put it up, and the incentives that they're offering are absolute garbage. It is like a big FU to the consumer. And we're going to go over that a little bit today, because when you write on these 2024s, and I don't know if you can see it, but they say push start. This is not push button start. This is not something that is going to make you feel better. This isn't going to be like, yeah, so what did you do today? I went to the car dealership. And what happened? I bought a push button start car. No, this is not something that is remotely even, who gives a shit about that? If you're looking at these price tags of these cars that are $50,000, $60,000, and you're gonna get the feature of a push button start, absolutely garbage. I would run away. If somebody said it on there, push button start, nah, run. This is not how you advertise a car that says, oh, all these new stickers. What do they say? Hybrid, blind spot monitor, navigation, letter. Is this what they're coming up with nowadays? Because it just was in Florida, and I did a video about how one of these car dealers actually made a fresh market and had like a fresh market outside, so they can kind of attract customers, and then they're trying to sell them something. But man, look at the amount of cars that they got. It is just absolutely crazy. And when you look at the prices and you're looking at how much people should actually spend on a car, when you don't want more than 15% of your income going towards it, it's just not good. It's just not good for everybody. And they're not making money, and they're gonna go belly up, and so there's gonna be a whole new movement from manufacturer direct to consumer, just like there is, drop shipping and all these other ones where directly from the manufacturer to the consumer. And these car dealers are crying about it. There's so many people outside actually saying, and they don't even have to I don't know if all of these cars, but some of them have window stickers. Some of the used ones, I don't think they need to have it on there. So you need to go inside and talk to them about it. And when you're looking at all these people outside, it's like these predatory lenders. It's like, let's go. And you see on the new ones, they give you $2,000 off. And $2,000 isn't gonna do anything. $2,000 is like nothing. When you're buying a $60,000, $70,000 car, $2,000 isn't even gonna be noticeable in your payment. I think your payment for every $10,000 goes up like a few $100. So $2,000, what is that, $15, $20 more a month in payments? If you're gonna do that, that's just absolutely bananas. It is just absolutely crazy. And one of the things that I'm always like fascinated about is how these organizations are run, right? When you're a small business owner, you own one of these dealerships, and you have your head salespeople, and then there's the salespeople that are on the floor, and there's a sales manager, and there's so many levels. And this is so funny, because last time I was sitting in one of these, not this one particularly, I think it was across the street, where we were talking, and I was like, I wanted a Jeep. So I had one, and I see if I can find a picture, but I had one, and we were talking. I was like, what can you do? And he says, well, you got to fill out a credit app. And I said, why do I want to fill out a credit app? They said, well, before we even talk to you about price, we want to make sure you can buy the car. And then I said, why would you want a credit app before we even negotiate on price? If I don't like the price, I'm out. And then the sales guy said, well, then we're not going to negotiate price. And then I said, well, then we're in a pretty pickle here, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, yeah. And so I said, okay. And we kind of left. And I said, you know what? This is not worth me being in here and wasting my time, because it's just not what you want to do. It's not what I want to do. And so you kind of move on. And now we're seeing him, all these cars are rotting away. They still have brand new 2023s, 2022s on the lot that are certified with a few hundred miles. So we're seeing that they couldn't sell them, now they're sitting on them. And if this car dealer didn't have it purchased out, it's accruing interest, just like your credit card. And now all of a sudden, it's like, what do? Well, you bring it to auction, right? You bring it to the auction and you keep moving and you keep moving. But all these cars here, $100,000 car, $100,000 car, $100,000 car. So all these cars are just sitting. Some of them have so much dust on them that it's absolutely nuts. So if you see back there, there's so much dust on them, and none of these ones also have window stickers. Some of them do, some of them don't. I think that some of them are used, but then they do like, hey, we pre-drive them a little bit, we drive them a little bit, and we sell it to the dealership or somebody else, and then we drive for 100 miles, so then they're considered certified, used or something, and that's how they go around asking crazy amounts of money. And I always say, in the business world, people don't forget. People just don't forget. They know that you screwed them over, and it might take years for them to come and haunt you, but it's coming. And so what comes around goes around. And I say that all the time. If you mistreat your customers, then all of a sudden they're gonna walk away, give you a bad name, and trash you and gossip you in the forums, online. And what's that gonna do? You have to spend money to get rid of those. Then you have to go to Yelp and other places and have to spend huge money so you can get those reviews removed, right? So it's just a no-win type of situation. It's just a no-win type of situation. So what do? You gotta treat your people right. Those people that walk in and are trying to buy, you just gotta treat them good. But treating customers good in the car industry is a whole nother way, is a whole different ball game than treating people good in the real world, right? In a whole different business. If you do that, if you treat people in a car dealership and then you open up a restaurant and you try to treat them like you do in a car dealership, you'd never have customers. You'd never ever have customers, or they only come once and then they're done. So crazy. So let's go see if we can go see with the Meta glasses, with the disguise, and we'll film a little bit about that. So let's see what they're charging for this Denali. For this Denali, they're charging $70,000. It has 40,000 miles on it. It's a 2023. This is more than the average household income. It is just absolutely bananas. It is crazy what they're asking for these cars, and it's just mind-boggling, because all these people that are in the market for some of those want to have a different process. I'm telling you, if you have money, you want terms, you want your terms, you want to have your what do you call it? You want to have it your way. And when you're looking at all these different cars, it's just crazy, just absolutely crazy. They say, oh, push button start. I don't know if that's a new gimmick that they're all trying to do. Here we go, 6-cylinder luxury Kia. Here we go. Look at all these. I think this one has been here in my last video too. This one has been sitting here for months now. So all of this stuff has just been sitting. Sitting. And yeah, 2020, just like new. You see all this stuff. It's just sitting. You can't buy it. 6-cylinder, economical. Yeah, but the buying price is just out of this world. This one, what is this, a 1500? What is this, a Ram TRX 65? Not bad. Let's see how much. TRX, yeah, 1500, $80,000. So they came down from 79 to 65. Wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna add a bunch of add-ons. Wouldn't surprise me if they got a bunch of add-ons going. This is just out of this world. You just can't do it. Let's look at this one. Infinity. Looks nice and clean. $54,000 with 40,000 miles. I don't know. It's just out of this world. It is just crazy. 6-cylinder Tacoma. 6-cylinder. This one, 2022, 33,500. And the problem is just because it's advertised that doesn't mean that they're not gonna upcharge you, right? 40,000 with 60,000 miles. Crazy, 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 crazy prices. And now we're getting into where the big money is at. This is $100,000+ trucks, $100,000 trucks. And these car manufacturers just don't know. And these have no window stickers on them. I don't know if they're used, new. So all of this is no good. Look at this, nothing. Nothing, not even sticker, not even window stickers. No window stickers on them. Yeah, nothing. Well, maybe this one. Maybe this one has one. Nope, it's hidden. It's hidden. So you can see, as you can see, they're not even transparent about the prices. Oh, this one has. This one is, what is this? 2,500? Let's see what the price is. $100,000. $100,000 for a 2,500 truck. 100 grand. This is crazy. Who's making that much to afford a $100,000 truck? This is crazy. Let's see this one. This one has the window sticker right here. So let's see. This is the Laramie, nicer trim. $63,000. 63 grand. Holy shit. Holy. So I'm back into it, the good microphone and the good camera. So as you saw, I always got to be careful because they kick you off the lot. They're very rude about it too. So because price transparency doesn't exist, right? So if you're looking at all these ones, some of these 2,500s go above $100,000+. So if you're thinking about buying one of these, you're going to be in it to win it because, man, $100,000 for a 2,500 Ram truck, man. And I know people are going to be in the comments, they're going to be like, well, you know, they got the nice interior, they got the nice touch screens, but it's $100,000. To put that into perspective, you're going to work 1 year at your job just for the truck. When you think about it in terms of how much money you're going to have to make, imagine going to your job for 1 year. It's going to cost you 1 year of your life just to drive one of these trucks. So the question is this something that you want to do? Is this something that American consumers can do? And as you can see with these incentives that are starting to come in, no, American consumers cannot spend a year of their life working just for the car. And if you can, oh boy, because spending a year of your life just working for a car is just absolutely bananas. And I know nowadays you can come up with all kinds of crazy things. You can finance it for 100 months, 89 months, 82 months, 70 plus months. And all that does is makes profit to not the car manufacturer or the dealer. All this makes the profit is to the finance company, right? It's almost like the airline industry. Their rewards program is almost worth more than actually the airlines. And that's absolutely crazy. So are we gonna see that these finance institutions are going to be making so much more and are so much more valuable than the actual car dealers and the car manufacturers? Because it's just absolutely crazy. It's just nuts. And I know that there's some transparent dealers on there that are on TikTok now, that are on social media, and that are trying to get you the best price and all of that. And if your dealership isn't going to start participating in stuff like that, you're just going to be out. Because that's what I would do. I would call one of these dealers up that I see on TikTok that seems super price transparent and kind of help and do it that way and do it over the phone and over email and have it delivered. Yeah, it might cost me $500-600 to get it delivered, but everything else, man, working from my own home, working from the comfort of my home, It goes my speed, however I want to do the deal. And yeah, you just kind of do it that way. And if you're still, you got to come in, and if you're not going to do a credit app, we're not going to move forward. No, these days, you could do that during COVID. And that's, I think, what got to people's heads. It got to people's heads that, hey, we had these glorious times and we can do whatever we wanted. And those days are over now. And now you see them. You see them, they're full. A year ago, this was empty. And a year ago, there weren't many cars. People were just paying whatever price because it was supply and demand. And now, you gotta meet the people where they're at. And if you're gonna have just people standing outside, hoping for somebody to come, be like, you know what you need to do? You need to start making content. And start making videos like I am. Start making videos and say, hey, you know what? You gotta start being online. Everybody, for you, because you're gonna have to perform. And we gotta meet the people where they at. And I'm telling you, there's car dealerships now that I see online. They're like, oh, you wanna test drive one of these cars? Yeah, we'll come to you. And they drive the car there, they explain them in front of their house. They're like, hey, if you live in this radius, we'll drive it over to you and do all that. Because that's what you gotta do now. Because you're in a class now, we're above the $60,000 mark, where you can't just throw a credit app at them and say, if you're not gonna buy it, the next person will. And years ago, you used to do that. You was like, hey, if you're not gonna buy it above $20,000 of sticker price, and you're not gonna fill this out, we're good. But now, not so much. And this is what's interesting. This is what's interesting to me, to all these other people online too, because everything goes in cycles. If you're a business leader, and I'm always love to, because I'm also a business owner, I also love to do like, hey, analysis and say, hey, if I was the owner of this dealership, having all these people stand over there at the front entrance, I'd be like, no. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna start making videos. You're gonna start doing TikTok videos, Instagram videos, you're gonna start doing something. And if you're not gonna do it with your own account, because you're like, I don't wanna do this with my own account, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the company's account. And we're gonna have Toyota Centennial TikTok 1, TikTok 2, and TikTok 3 accounts, and you're gonna start making content. And we're gonna fill up those phone lines, and we're gonna start calling people. If they watch it, we're gonna advertise cars on there, and we're gonna start marketing in a price transparent way. And all of a sudden, other people are gonna come to you because they saw your videos. And that's why these people online, I've seen these guys that actually go shop cars for other consumers, and they pay like $1,000 to actually get like price shopping around, so you don't have to. And this service exists because you as a dealership are actually just horrible process, not transparent. Negotiate this, negotiate that. We're gonna inflate the tires to nitrogen. I bet you, I walk back there, the nitrogen thing is not even plugged in. They just put that on there just to make a profit. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Look at them, just standing outside. And yeah, interest rates, if interest rates aren't gonna come down, you guys are gonna have a hard time. You guys are gonna have a very, very hard time. But yeah, it's crazy when you know they're desperate when they have to put a yellow tag on it, say, push to start as advertisement. Push button start. You know that they're in trouble. You gotta do it. You gotta be in big trouble when you have all these labels, push button start. Yeah, that's trouble. Yeah, I don't know. Not what I would do. I'd tell them all. You guys gotta be on TikTok, you gotta be on social media, you gotta be typing away, fostering leads in the DMs, and then using sales funnels to actually start converting these people. Just sitting outside and drinking Starbucks coffee ain't gonna cut it. We need to sell. And if you're not selling, if you don't wanna do it, we'll find somebody else, because the business has priority. You gotta make sure that the business survives as an owner. But then I don't know who owns this one, right? I don't know if it's a big corporation, and if a big corporation owns it, you know they're slow. You know that they're just holding on for dear life, and the executive team doesn't know what they're doing. But not my beer, not my problem. I just look from far away and just shake my head. That's all you can do. Because man, working a year of your life to just buy the car. And if you finance it, it's even longer than that. So if you finance it with interest, it's going to be working 1.5 years just to have a car like that. And then it gets totaled, gets robbed, gets stolen, and the cycle continues from zero again. And then it's 2 years, even more. So yeah, horrible, horrible, horrible. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Sometimes I think, you know, if you're a volume dealership, you should be doing all right if you're price transparent. But man, all these other ones, say bye-bye. Because at one point, somebody's gonna figure it out. I hope it's Polestar or somebody else. They're gonna figure it out what consumers really want, and then it's just gonna run off with the market. Then it's just gonna run off, because this car that we have is the best one I've ever owned. And I owned Fords, I owned Chevrolets, I owned German cars, I've owned Audis, everything. This one, by far, best one. And yeah, this is it. Let me know what you guys think. Would you really finance a $100,000 car and then work for a year? Let me know. And let me also know how much you need to make to actually afford this, what you think it is, because I'm interested. So let me know. And I appreciate you guys like always, and I'll see you in the next one.